Hello and welcome to this session on values in Indian Constitution and methods and techniques of value education. Education is the best instrument to achieve knowledge for leading a better life. Value education is an essential part of education. It lays the foundation for building a strong character, achieving all round development and rising to the needs of the society. Value education becomes more relevant as values are a part of the Indian Constitution as well. The Constitution upholds the values that are deemed necessary for our individual and social attachment. As such, pursuing value education becomes even more important for us. This leads us to think about the methods and techniques that can be applied for spreading value education among individuals and within the society. If the objectives of value education are truly achieved, it will lead to the formation of a society and a nation that is rich in human values. It will help the nation to become the benchmark of peace and unity. Through this unit, we will know about the values enshrined in the Indian Constitution and how we can make value education an indispensable part of everyone's life. Let us discuss the values in Indian Constitution. India is a democratic country. The Indian Constitution declares India to be a socialist, secular and sovereign republic. After the country's independence, the Indian Constitution was shaped with the aim to form a dynamic society. Apart from the fundamental laws of governance in India, the Constitution also represents the basic values, philosophy and objectives that were the guiding principles of our founding fathers. The Constitution pledges social, economic and political justice, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship and equality of status and opportunity for all its citizens. It attaches significance on the nurturing of cultural and human values that would maintain the traditionalism of Indian society and enhance the fraternity among its citizens. The values enshrined in Indian Constitution are as follows. Liberty. Liberty is the fundamental value of humanism. It is the guideline for defining new social structure. Liberty is distinguished as internal liberty and external liberty. Internal liberty depends on emotions of individuals. It is influenced by the external forces prevalent in the society. External liberty is the importance that an individual pays to another individual's interest. This liberty is exercised to maintain social give and take relations. Equality. Liberty and equality share an intrinsic bond. They have an interconnection among themselves. Equality among individuals is essential for deriving maximum benefits from the liberty available to individuals. Equality is essential for fulfilling the objectives in liberty. The value of fraternity. The value of fraternity signifies the love and fellowship that exist among human beings. Fraternity can be described as a national feeling. It is an important emotion that binds the citizens of a nation. Fraternity is essential for the progress of a nation. The next value is justice. The notion of justice depends on a number of factors like the collective interests of individuals, group, community and society. It stands on the foundation of constructive relations. Justice is categorized as social justice, political justice and economic justice. Comprehensiveness of all religions. The Constitution of India allows every citizen the right and freedom to behave as per the principles of his own religion. But since India is a secular country, the Constitution expects its citizens to be tolerant about other religions as well. Every citizen must respect all other religions as it is essential for the unity, democracy and progress of the country. In a country like India, which has citizens following different religions, emotional integration is of great importance. National integration. India is a country with citizens of varied religion and traditions. It has multiple languages, multiple culture and multiple sects. As such, national integration is of extreme importance in India. The Constitution of India promotes unity in diversity. It expects every citizen to be respectful towards fellow human beings and honor the feeling of national integration. All these values are necessary for developing the feelings of national consciousness. Cultivation of such values will help people become responsible towards their duties as citizens of the nation. In order to achieve this end, the active utilization of the education system and the media system is necessary. There are different ways of inculcating values among children. As future teachers, are you eager to know about the methods and techniques of value education? Value education helps to instill in an individual a sense of humanism and a deep concern for fellow human beings and the nation. Value education encourages us to preserve all that is good and worthwhile in our culture and tradition. The goal of value education in a society can be achieved only if every individual becomes aware of its need and understands its significance. One of the most effective ways of spreading value education is its incorporation as part of the formal education structure. However, it is not easy to impart value education as the three primary aspects of value education, namely the teacher, the child and the environment is never same. No two children are alike and neither are two teachers. Even places and situations also differ from one to other. As such, three methods or approaches are generally advocated for teaching values to the children. They are direct approach or method, indirect approach or method and integrated approach or method. The direct approach. The direct approach involves teaching values by allocating one period every day for each class. This method of teaching values recommends the use of 5 simple yet effective techniques in the classroom. The 5 major techniques of direct method can be stated as follows: silent sitting, prayers, group singing, storytelling and group activities. Silent sitting means to sit quietly without making any noise. Silence is necessary to attain wisdom and improve concentration. It helps to reflect upon one's behavior and search for ways of improvement. In value education, the teacher must instill in students the habit of sitting silently for 2 or 3 minutes at the beginning and ending of every class. It helps students to gain inner peace and communicate with the inner self. Prayer is considered to be one of the most effective tools of imparting value education among children. Prayer can be defined as a wish expressed to the Almighty. Prayer gives a child the mental and moral strength needed to face the challenges in life. It also helps in increasing concentration of the mind and developing a strong will. Schools and education institutes must begin the day with a prayer. Once the prayer is over, students must practice 2 or 3 minutes of silent sitting before they start their daily studies. In value education, music and group singing are effective teaching methods. Music is a great instrument to build bridges transcending national boundaries and break all man-made barriers. Sessions in music and group singing promote emotional stability in disturbed children. It helps to improve learning capacity in children. In fact, any aspect of value and culture can be taught effectively through a group song. Storytelling is a wonderful way to inculcate values in children in an interesting manner. It is one of the oldest forms of value education. Stories help to inculcate faith in the children. Teachers can effectively convey the significance of a wide number of values through different stories. Children can be taught about the importance of leading a simple yet meaningful life. However, the success of storytelling depends on a few factors such as selection of stories that are relevant to the age of the children and the interest of listener, presentation of stories through narration, effective and interesting depiction and dramatization, questioning the children about the story in order to develop their ability of comprehension, imagination and judgment. Group activities is another method. Group activities consist of activities that require students to complete them as a group or a team. Group activities can be various activities that are interesting as well as educating. Some of the group activities that can be used in value education are role play, dealing with value dilemmas, exhibitions and special projects, self-reliance activities, social works, watching documentaries, video and films, and discussion activities. Value education can be imparted through an indirect method as well. The indirect approach includes the following two approaches: incidental approach and planned or contrived approach. In the incidental approach of imparting value education, planned and deliberate efforts are not made to teach values to the students. This approach depends on teaching relevant values as and when the situation arises. The values are mainly taught through examples. In this method of teaching, the teacher must be conscious to never let go of an opportunity to teach values as per the situation. The chance to inculcate values may occur from unexpected incidents and situations arising in classrooms, within the school campus or on the playground. The teacher may impart values through praising, discouraging or rectifying certain behavior of the students. In the planned or contrived approach of imparting value education, the teacher consciously thinks upon the values that can be taught during the different stages of the planned activity. For instance, organizing sports events where students have to participate as teams can enhance the spirit of cooperation and team spirit. Taking the students on a tour to the museums within the city can be a good way to educate them about preserving our culture and traditions. It can also be a way to tell the students about the great historical facts of the country and instill in them a sense of nationalism. The third important method is integrated approach. The integrated approach aims at imparting values through all academic programs and activities. As such, this approach makes use of both curricular and co-curricular activities. It involves the following two approaches: integration of values in curricular work and integration of values in co-curricular work. This approach of integrating values in curricular work considers that there are values implicit in the various subjects and topics taught to the students. The teacher is suggested to bring out the values from such curricular works and make the students aware of the values. Such values must have a direct bearing on the daily life of the students. This approach considers subject matter to be an integral part of value education. For instance, mathematics provides the values of perseverance, truthfulness and rationality, while geography teaches about interdependence of men, admiration of nature and unity in diversity. Integration of values in co-curricular work. This approach includes all activities that take place outside the classrooms. It includes morning assembly, games, sports, dramas, debates, plays, cultural activities, excursions, field visits, Red Cross activities, social service and any other activity that takes place beyond the classroom and academic curriculum. The main idea is that all such activities must be brought under the cover of value orientation. This will help the teacher to teach values through all such activities. What do you know about the value based curriculum? Curriculum is the factor that helps to attain academic objectives. Curriculum is one of the most important aspects of formal education. Framing the curriculum on the basis of human values is essential for fulfilling the aims of education. Curriculum plays a major role in imparting value education among the students. While imparting value education, the following programs must be considered: curricular activities, co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities. Curricular activities help an individual to gain knowledge about various subject contents. according to the National Education Policy of 1986, value based curriculum have received due consideration of the following subjects. Language. Primary education is to be taught in the mother tongue. For the secondary school level, the Educational Commission advocates a 3-language formula, that is mother tongue, national language and foreign language. Literature is an effective medium of value education. The planning and organization of syllabus in languages must be framed so that they would have due consideration of the objective of value education. Science. The objective of science education is to have a scientific vision. Scientific vision is a constituent factor of human values. Faith without scientific vision is blind faith, and that is a harmful factor for any society. Mathematics. The objectives of studying mathematics are to develop logical thinking ability, to find reasons, to analyze in a methodical manner and to discard the wrong notions through reasoning. As such, the study of mathematics also requires scientific vision, and hence it becomes related to value education. Social studies. Social studies helps a student to develop as an individual and understand his social responsibilities. To achieve this objective, the curriculum of social studies has to be streamlined. It will be effective for establishing expected behavior among the people and develop mutual understanding among them. The study of social studies enables a student to learn from the past mistakes and rectify them. The curriculum of social studies requires all these factors to be considered during its construction. Such type of education can be an aspect of value education. Co-curricular activities help an individual to attain all-round development. As such, co-curricular activities also form an essential part of education. Co-curricular activities help to achieve and develop several human values such as creation of self-confidence, elimination of inferiority complex, development of inherent capacity, development of values like courage, faith, discipline and development of character and personality. What are the principles of value based curriculum? National Council of Education Research and Training or NCERT introduced the following principles of value based curriculum in 1988. To create proper responsibility among students in respect of moral, cultural, spiritual and aesthetic sense. To create consciousness among students in respect of democracy, equality towards all religions, social equality and scientific outlook. To create opportunities for students so that they have value oriented life based on curriculum. To create attachment towards good activities by conscious efforts among the students. NCERT recommended that following 6 principles in the year 1990. Curriculum must be arranged in a manner so that it would lead to social, emotional, physical, moral and intellectual development of students. Awareness regarding individual progress and progress of society should be developed. Values related to democracy and culture must be inculcated. Political consciousness must be developed. Unity, faith and nationalism must be properly developed. There must be a creation of international understanding and there must be immense importance attached to moral sensibility. As a prospective teacher, what role you can play in inculcating values among children? Finally, let us discuss the role of teachers in value based education. A teacher has an important role to play in the inculcation of value oriented education among the students. It is a responsibility that requires complete dedication and effort from the teachers. Value education is not a mere subject that can be covered within the stipulated time period inside a classroom. It can be treated as a subject, but in reality it is a mission that continues throughout life. Inculcating value education among students is the joint responsibility of all teachers and it must be shouldered by them in an effective manner. Even if it is treated as a subject and a teacher is not asked to engage in the period of value oriented education, the responsibility of the teacher does not end or diminish towards it. Any individual who discharges his duty as a teacher is deeply related with value oriented education and its inculcation among the student community. A teacher must undertake the responsibility to incorporate values among the students through his subjects, his behavior and his personality. Unlike teaching of particular subjects, teaching of values cannot be earmarked for the teachers. It is the duty of every teacher to see to it that the students acquire the values that will make their life better and develop them as good citizens of the society. Every teacher is responsible for the moral code of conduct in his school. All teachers must take active interest in building the character and shaping the personality of the students. There cannot be any value that can remain untaught in the life of a student, and it is for the teachers to see that the students imbibe the values and incorporate them in their day to day life. Moreover, teachers must see to it that students attach equal importance to all the values taught to them. For instance, no student must consider that the value of truthfulness is more important than the value of punctuality. If such an incident occurs, then it will defeat the purpose of value education. In order to impart value education to the students, a teacher must have some principles himself. Let us have a look at the principles that must be followed by the teachers. A teacher must have faith in the fundamental human values. A teacher must have faith in democratic, secular and socialistic values. A teacher must develop basic human values in students. A teacher must be concerned with the preservation of cultural heritage. A teacher must be active towards conservation of environment and the natural resources. A teacher must cherish human values in the global context. A teacher should lead by example by practicing the values he teaches to the students. A teacher must develop an atmosphere of love, trust and security within the school campus. A teacher must explore strategies of imparting value education to the students. A teacher should relate value education to real life situations to make it easier for students to understand the importance of values in life. A teacher must encourage various co-curricular and extracurricular activities to promote value education. A teacher must be aware of his responsibility as a value educator regardless of the subject that he teaches in the classrooms. A teacher must develop a sense of national unity and integrity in the students. Let us summarize what we have discussed so far. Value education is essential for all round development of individuals. It helps to instill a sense of humanism and a deep concern for fellow human beings and the nation. Our country attaches a lot of significance to value oriented education. Constitution of India upholds the values that are deemed necessary for our individual and social development. The Constitution places importance on nurturing of cultural and human values that would maintain the traditionalism of Indian society. Value education can be imparted through a number of ways. It is up to the teachers to select a suitable approach for inculcating values to the students. Value oriented curriculum plays an important role in imparting value education among students. Teachers also play a crucial role in developing values among the students. Now, you can try to answer the questions given here. What do you mean by comprehensiveness of all religions? Explain the direct method of teaching value education. Describe the integrated approach of value education. What are the principles recommended by NCERT in 1990? Inculcating value education among students is the joint responsibility of all teachers. Explain. Hope that you may go through the reference books listed here for further reading. Value Oriented Education, written by Gawande E.N. and published by Saroop and Sons, New Delhi in the year 2008. A comprehensive study of education, written by Samuel R.S. and published by PHI Learning Private Limited, New Delhi in the year 2011. Thank you for watching this program. We can meet again with another topic. Have a nice day.